Howdy, gang. How's it going? Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 2, 2. Can you hear me all right? Is that good? Is that loud enough for you? Seems quiet, right? Hello, hello? Are we loud? You can hear me, right? Yes or no? Okay, fantastic. Hello from the Dynasty Typewriter. Once again, in grand fashion, Harmontown is now in session. Let's bring out, we don't have a Spencer, but don't think of it as losing a Spencer. Think of it as gaining a Brandon Johnson, everybody. What up, Brandon?
Thank you so much for having me tonight, Jeff Davis.
You looking good?
You looking great.
Thank you. Why don't we bring out the mayor of Harmontown, Dan Harmon.
I don't think
Don't let the doobly doo hit you with your face.
Okay.
Doobly-doo.
Yeah, I had one note. I got mad because I'm recreationally house hunting, and this will be a sympathetic bit. People will love this. I just looking around for houses, and I don't like it. Just went to a house, and they're like, "Hey, welcome to the open house," and like, you can either take off your shoes or you can put on these special surgical shoes, like you're Mark Wahlberg about to shoot like somebody in The Departed. I'm like, what? I'm never buying your house. Fuck you. I'm gonna take off my shoes. Is it a house or not? A house is a giant shoe. A house is a shoe for your life. We're gonna take.
But if you buy the house, you get to decide who wears the shoe and who doesn't wear the shoe.
Yeah, but this is bad mojo. How much sage can you burn to get rid of the fucking footophobe that lives there?
Do you want to buy a house where they didn't give a fuck about people with their gross feet all over the place?
In a word, yeah. I guess I don't want that mojo. Like, because that to me says that, welcome to the house. Maybe you'd like to buy it. Take off your shoes or put on special booties. That to me says we hid all the bodies in the attic. Like it's just extra special attention put into dishonesty. Look, we're not getting off on the right foot. Like,
No, you are, because I'm gonna tell you, if I come into your house and I'm trying to, let's say you have a used Bentley, right, and it's $150,000, you pay $200 for it, right? If I want to sit in that motherfucker with some mud on my feet, I'm about to spend $150.
Right.
So if you're about to buy a house, yeah, you might want to walk up in that. You might say, I don't even know if this shit's comfortable unless I got mud on my feet.
Right. I think you're picking up what I'm laying down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
if I'm buying some shit, I should be able to use it as I would use it.
Yeah, you want me to live in this shit, or you want it to be less dirty for the next person that might live in it? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm made of mud. I'm gonna live in your house. Fucking Dan Harmon. Don't ever ask me to take my shoes off. It's gonna make your house more dirty, by the way. You think my shoes are fucked up? You should see my socks. You know what? You deserve it. Here comes my shoes off. All right. Anyways. Let's get things on a more, I want to win the audience back. I feel bad for Liam Neeson.
That's a great way to win the audience back.
What are you, my jokes agent?
Yes. I get 10% of your laughter.
If you represent the joke, you're like making calls. Listen, there's a joke over here.
Wait, what was his angle? What was he trying to? He was coming clean about the fact that he wanted.
Bastard.
He was. I think part of me is like I won't click on any of this shit because it's like my general sort of like the internet's awful and all this stuff. But as far as I also don't think it's one of those stories where like, ooh, you got to do your research. I believe that he was probably doing an interview. I think he kind of like, I've done a lot of interviews, and when you're on a roll, maybe you've taken an extra milligram of Adderall, and maybe you're at Comic-Con and you're like, someone's like pumping you up and being like, yeah, but seriously, why is Rick and Morty so genius? And you're like, this person, I can't do no wrong. Like I want to try to explain myself. And like I think he sidled into a confession about how crazy he was 40 years ago. 40 years ago, and this is all of our mistake. is twice the median age of the people that control the planet. So none of them are ever going to go, oh, well, I get it. They're like, this is my realization. This is both my terror and my resignation. It's like, if you lived your life on the internet as I have, you have laid down a paper trail, like a landscape of you being a terrible person from the age of 0 to 46. Now, today's 10-year-old who's born on the internet, and I say this out of sympathy to today's children, because they have to have 35 Instagram accounts so that their parents can't watch them go through puberty. I can't imagine what it's like to be 20 today. But also the problem is like they're 20 and they're going like, what? 40 years ago you were racist? That's crazy. Like, but it's like, well, everything 40 years ago was crazy to you. You weren't born. He's telling a story about like how fucked up he was so long ago. Dan Harmon goes to bat for Liam Neeson. Fuck off. I want us to stop destroying each other. I want the cloud that we're becoming. I don't think any individual is becoming a worse person because of the internet.
How does Liam Neeson know to not tell that story? Like if that happens,
that's the biggest tragedy of all. The answer is because he felt comfortable and he wanted to confess.
What do you want to confess, Dan?
That would be great, wouldn't it? Like, so it's like, am I supposed to stand here and say, from now on, forget it? Like, I go. You realize every night I go to bed, I'm like, what am I doing this for? Like I go the up and down. The answer is like, to keep a gun out of my mouth, because if I don't talk my mind into a microphone, it bounces around inside my skull, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Am I doing this for me? Am I doing this for other people? I don't even know anymore. I know that the day I quit, it'll be. I can't quit tomorrow because it'll be Dan Harmon quits podcast and dust up over Liam Neeson story. So now I have to now wait until it's gas prices.
So now we have one more year of MeUndies ads.
Yeah, I mean I'm still waiting until it's done. Look, man, I don't think that there's anything that any individual can do, because I think that every individual is actually a good person. The thing that I'm going through right now, I tell my therapist all the time, I'm like, I hate everyone, except for anyone I meet. I hate, but none of us are meeting each other. I just like, I hate what we've become. I hate the cloud. I hate this collective behavior. And I said it before, like when the weatherman was, he's like, oh, you accidentally said the wrong word and some other thing. Like, I expressed the sentiment of like, out of sympathy for actually the people that get outraged, all of whom I believe, I give them credit as an American. Like, I bet they don't want the power over whether someone gets fired. If you and I are on a smoke break out on the sidewalk, what we want to do is talk shit about Liam Neeson. We want to and we don't want a fucking drone to monitor what we say and then take it to his publicist and affect his career. We want to be able to, with all of our primate hearts, go like, that was fucked up. I didn't like that. I don't like what he said. That's the thing about this. And like, we want to be able to wake up the next day and go, yeah, I was talking a lot of shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I need to read about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a human trait.
It's like,
if you level the playing field, though, you can get away with whatever you want.
What's that? What do you mean?
I mean, what makes it difficult is that he spoke about a group of people who were disenfranchised. But if you lift all the boats with the old tide, then you can talk shit about every boat.
I still don't know what you mean. I
know.
I'm not. I'm not supposed to. I want to know. I want to know.
Literally, it's like, I love a good black joke if it's super funny, because the super funny has lifted the tide, because you are a craftsman who has made a wonderful joke, even at my own expense, something that I love to laugh at myself, right? That's when we're cool. We're not cool if I'm broke as fuck and you're pointing at me as you make the joke. So what we want is a world where I can talk shit about women and Jews and gays, because women and Jews and gays are doing so fucking well that even they're like, I am a little weird.
Right, but how does that solve? Like when Mr. Neeson was like making this confession, he was saying like, 40 years ago,
Bastards.
he so didn't want it was that phrase for sure.
say my
It was
fucking-
alliterative,
Yeah.
and it was like clickable, and it was like
I wish you would say my name with bastard behind it to my face. Now, if you say black in front of that, you kind of saying my name. Because I like to go as Black Brandon some days.
Black Brandon. Aw, Black Brandon.
I'm a pirate.
Whoa,
But
Black
that's the issue. The
Brandon.
issue is-
Bam, whoa, Black Brandon.
They got a brand new suit on, Black and Brandon. But that's the game. The game is if you lift everybody up, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, like jokes should always be funny. And if you're gonna tell a racial joke, the only rule is it has to be you can't lower the status of the target. If it's funny that the person's black or Jewish or a woman or whatever, and they still win, that's a funny joke.
I'm assuming we're using the joke thing as a template because like what we understand is jokes, and like we know that he wasn't making a joke, right? He was making a confession, but it does apply like a rubbing from joke to confession, because in his confession he didn't lift up while he kind of confessed that he was
said, like
dehumanizing.
For instance, there's a joke I made on TV once that aired, and it was a funny joke at the time. If I could go back in time, I would erase that from memory because it was not a joke.
Oh, you have one of those? Aren't you adorable?
No, I'm thinking of one in particular.
Oh, okay.
And if it was funny at the time. If I told that joke today, I think it would be horrible. And also, I'm sad that I said it once a long time ago. And like, could we all retract 1,000 things that we said? Absolutely.
I think that's how everybody. I mean, maybe I'm unique in that I've kind of like I've aerosoled myself from the age of 23, going like, look at me, look at me, look at me. Every shit I take, every thought I think, and so
every breath you take,
and all darkness and all of the time and all what I could get away with at the time, and so much misogyny, so much racism, so much unfashionable thought in a world where it's moving so quickly. Like I am absolutely biased. I have an agenda when I call for forgiveness. Like, we've lost our shame on the internet, which is a good thing because so much shame needed to be lost. It was being used to hold so many people back. But we've also lost our grace. Maybe we've lost our forgiveness. We are just recreationally and collectively hurting each other. There's no call to action because I don't think you or you or you or you or you, any individual, I don't think anyone's actually becoming a bad person. I think that we're evolving into a collective organism that is doing some terrible things to individuals. If
we've all chosen a life where we all want everyone to hear us, they have to hear us be our worst at all times too. And then we have to learn to shut up. Like we're asking for followers, and we're happy every time we get more followers, but we're bummed out every time everybody heard us fart or burp or say something like that we should have thought twice before we said.
Do you recall how did you receive the
real clear? It's not the 40 years ago that he was racist. It was the current day use of bastard. So one of the things in all speeches, we don't mind if you say black hero, black big dick. Don't say black bad parent. Don't say black bad bot. Don't do that. So with him, had he not said bastards, if he just said black dudes, would have been on his side.
Okay, well, that's getting really specific because maybe did you say the super specific, like the way because I'm imagining it again. I'm refusing to click, and yet I'm going like, everyone, let's just love each other. Yeah. But like he surely was characterizing himself as an unreliable narrator. No, he wasn't saying that word. You're saying just like, come on, if you don't know how to navigate those waters in general.
Yeah, because you say Adderall, Comic-Con. I say too many interviews, tired, telling stories, getting too casual. And he was just like, after my friend got raped, I went out and I wanted to kill the first black bastard that I saw. And I went looking for one is the problem.
That's like...
The problem is that something happened to someone you knew and it caused you to be predatory. When the reality is, if that were true, I'd clean this theater out. Except for Greg.
Boy,
but I love y'all.
That's really interesting. Like you think like he let down
that's what I think happened.
His guard and was like almost humble bragging about it. Like
He was asked how he got into character.
Interesting, really interesting. I want to tell you one thing. We're going to bring our guest out. He's been waiting too long, and the
Ladies and gentlemen, Liam Neeson.
Dan, you do a good Liam Neeson impression. Do you want to apologize for Liam Neeson?
No, there's no joke. We're not doing that joke. It's not. It won't help anybody. That joke is obvious. Like, yeah, I get it. They're biological killing machines. It's not. We're not connecting those dots.
But you just did it.
I'm gonna tell you in advance until the end of my career, which is obviously going to be shortly, given that it goes back to shit that you've already done. I'm gonna continue to with absolutely no mistake that I'm in the kind of like that it's not the way to win a popularity contest. Like I'm gonna go with my heart, and I'm gonna continue to side with the person, the individual who is currently at that point walking the plank. I don't care how bad. I'm not. I figure if they're out on the plank, like I just want to feel bad for them. Like I don't care what they've done. I don't. I think that may be a lot of projection on my part when I'm just like I spent so much time. Like I just feel like I've always been that guy, and I didn't get this far to like I don't want to like poke people off of that plank. If they're walking it for a reason, then they're walking off of it. But anyways, I wanted to say one thing to you.
Sure.
You. Before we bring our guest out, because I was like, I didn't. Spencer dropped out, and I didn't.
So sorry. God loves Spencer.
Because I was thinking about the Liam Neeson thing when I was putting on my MeUndies, which are 3 times softer than cotton, and I was having this like internal monologue in my head. I started thinking about the Michael Richards thing, and the weird turning point in the Michael Richards thing for me. And I swear I'm not being hyperbolic about the personalization of this. I remember distinctly, because this podcast is so goddamn old, I remember carrying the Michael Richards thing into Harmontown at Meltdown, and I remember talking to you and DeMorge about it, like talking about it in the green room, and both of you guys, like, my epiphany was like, because I was coming and going, can you fucking believe this? And the two of you basically going like, yeah. In a way that was like, yeah, that's the world we live in. And it flipped my magnetic poles because it was like, that's important. That's why I bring this shit up too, because I'm like, what is your hot take? Do you remember clicking on this Liam Neeson thing and like help me parse it? Because as a middle-aged white guy, I'm gonna be like, they're trying to take our rights away.
I mean, last real quick thing is that remember that he kisses Viola Davis so hard in that movie recently. I can't remember what the name of it is. And there is this thing that black celebrities are saying, which is, you know, he can't be racist because he is very intimate with Viola Davis in this movie. So I do think that was way back in the day, and that he does work on himself, and that he probably isn't racist. It's just he doesn't know how to tell a story to the press.
Okay, one more thing, and then we'll bring our guest out.
Sure.
Racism isn't. It's a fucking like. It's not a blood type. It's a phenomenon, right? It's like
it's not that phenomenal.
It's like it's like influenza. You can't eradicate it by finding people with it and burning them. You maybe can state a purpose. You can state a mission statement. I'm against influenza.
It goes
Your
back up
nose
to-
is so running. I'm going to kill you. But if you genuinely are against the principle, you should accept that it's fucking everywhere.
Just rise the boats. If we all do that part, then we don't have to worry
There's
about
shit
it.
we need to do to prepare for it, to deal with it.
No,
Socialing with
you just
admitting
gotta
that we're
rise
all
the boats.
breathing it. Well, okay.
Just rise the boats.
I mean, I like this. Like racism is a spectrum. It's a sociological phenomenon. It happens because it'll happen until the day race stops.
That you're severely underestimating the people that it affects.